We are recording. We're good to go. I made slides, so I had a little extra time, or I made time today, I guess I should say, to make some slides just to show you some awesome information. So I pulled this from Melanie Mitro's call. Hopefully you know what's all on promotion, but just in case you had some questions, like the club membership is basically just club, like it's you're on demand. I didn't realize this till Abby told me, or she was talking about it, but like Insanity and Chalene Extreme, some of those older programs, you can get the entire program online or through on demand, which I didn't know. I just thought it was still like a sneak peek into all of them, but some of the programs you can actually get the whole entire thing. So it's kind of nice too. And there is the challenge du jour, which is like a different workout every day. So they can totally do like a workout program through the club membership. It just wouldn't be like set in stone like the 21-day fix or whatever. Obviously the Kickstart includes the 3-day refresh, and then the ultimate reset is like the 21-day. It's not the 3-day refresh, but it's a 21-day like cleanse and stuff like that. I know there's quite a few of the top coaches that are doing the ultimate reset right now because they're getting ready to go to Bora Bora. So I've been kind of watching them and what they've said about it because I haven't heard a lot about it. I haven't read a lot about it, but that is on sale starting the 18th, which is next week as well. Some announcements. Our next challenge group is April 18th. So I have not started a files sheet in the group yet, but I will do that soon. And please, 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 please try and update them by Sunday night at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock Sunday night, I'm going to send out a final email. I will resend emails. But and I understand if you have somebody that signs up like Monday morning, that I understand. But like last group, I had people emailing me Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, add this person, add this person, add this person. Especially with your alum, like get them on the sheet right away. Talk to them today or tomorrow. Chances are they're going to want to continue, especially since it's on the app. Because if they don't want to, then they don't accept the email and they don't join. So just try to update that sheet by 9 o'clock. I think we will keep our groups together unless like we just totally, and that's another thing too, we kind of need to know, because like right now our group is at about 30, and it's fine because not everybody posts and stuff, but just make sure that way if we do have like an outrageous number, then we do split off or whatever. So just try to get that updated by 9 o'clock on Sunday night. And then the other thing, and I feel like I just keep beating a dead horse about this stuff, but Melanie Mitro did a call and she talked about it too, about how bottom line it comes down to that our challenge groups are what matter the most in this business. I mean, you can watch YouTube trainings, you can post, you can invite, you can add coaches, you can do everything else in the business, but if we are not running effective challenge groups, I mean, that is basically why we are here, right? Is to get challengers, to help them get results. And I don't feel like we've been doing that. I really don't. And I think it comes down to us, and it comes down to what are we doing as coaches? Are we doing what we promised them we would do? Are we helping them get results? Maybe some of you are checking in with your challengers behind the scenes, and I'm not seeing that. And, if you are doing that, that's great. But if you are not posting in the challenge groups and you are not commenting on people's posts and you are not sharing or adding any value to the groups at all, your challengers see that and they think, well, my coach isn't posting, so I don't have to post. And we all know that you got the results that you got because you were active in the group and you are coaching because of the way that your interaction with the group. I mean, how does it make you feel when somebody comments on a picture of you? Like, it makes you feel good and it makes you feel like you did a great job. And I know, like, I've been coaching for a while, and when somebody comments on mine, I'm like, okay, yeah, like, you could tell she was digging for a compliment, like, whatever. But I do try to put thoughtful comments on most of the challengers, especially my own, but I comment on everybody's posts. I had a call last night with Megan and Julie, and I told them, I said, literally Saturday, I spent 2 hours of my time on the computer setting up the posts for the next 2 or 3 weeks for these challenge groups. 2 hours of my own time setting up these groups for you and for your challengers. And then I go throughout the week and I take probably a half an hour a day to go through and comment on the post, to like the post, to put in my own post, and then to go through and see some of you not even posting at all, not even showing up, not even commenting on your own challengers posts. To me, that makes me mad because those poor people trusted you, trusted us to give them experience, and I don't feel like we're doing that. And again, if you are checking in with your challengers behind the scenes, like that's awesome, like that's great. But to be present, and I don't know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but that's what it comes down to, is this experience. So this should be a non-negotiable for you, to check into the challenge groups, to post your workout. Even if you are sick or it's your rest day or whatever it is, you should still post in the group. You should still be present. You should still show up. You should still comment. Once a day, comment on everybody's post. I do it right in the morning when I wake up, and I do it either at lunch or before I go to bed. And it's just a non-negotiable. It's just something I do. Literally, it takes you 10 minutes to go through if you do it twice a day. I'm almost to that point where I just want to be like, if you are not going to participate in the groups, then you're out. You can run your own challenge groups. That's harsh, and I feel terrible saying it, but I'm to that point when I'm spending so much of my own time. And to be honest with you, one of the groups I didn't even have a single challenger in. Honestly, I did not. I had 2 alum, and they didn't even accept the invitation to join the group. So I literally had no challengers in the group. But yet I still spent 2 hours of my Saturday setting it up for all of you and your challengers. Okay? So the least that you can do, don't do it for me. Don't do it for your coach. Do it for your challengers. Because those challengers are going to have a great experience. They're going to share. They're going to give you referrals. They're going to potentially become coaches and eventually build and help you up. So it starts with you as the coach, as the leader. So if you are my personally sponsored coach, I'm going to be sending you just a separate little message. And I know Megan's going to do that with hers, and Julie are going to send that with hers. So we're just going to try and filter this down the system. But it's been on my heart, and I feel it every week that we are just failing at our challenge groups. And that needs to get better. I just feel like that needs to get better. Another thing is reaching out to those Rockstar challengers. I wrote down a few names today of people that I'm seeing that are constantly posting. They're posting motivation. They're commenting on other people's stuff. Nora Sita, I don't know if I said that right. She's constantly posting. She's constantly posting on other people's stuff. That girl needs to be talked to about the coaching opportunity. If she has, keep talking to her because she's doing awesome. So reach out to her. Holly Brantley, I don't know. Megan, is that yours? Or do you know? No? She is posting motivational quotes like every single day. Whoever's coach or challenger that is, reach out to her and invite her. She is already doing everything that we do as a coach. So reach out to her. Laura Morris, I just noticed her lately that's yours? Yeah. Talk to that girl. Get her. I mean, she's posting like every single day. Sometimes twice a day, like she's adding a picture with her Shakeology. Like I just noticed lately, like she was just killing it. And then Terry Huseman too. I know that's Liz's. He is constantly posting. Give him kudos for I don't know if he realizes he's the only guy in that group, but I mean, he is posting. I think just from what I can tell about him and his personality, I have a feeling that he would make a really great coach. So, finding these coaches and doing that is just going to help keep you accountable and just kind of tie you in closer to. So some of those and other people, if you see them too, like you got to reach out to them. That's something you have to do. I posted in the team page about doing like supper or something Friday night. I think a lot of people are busy, so maybe we can shoot for like a later date in April or like right away in early May. So I'll play around with some dates and maybe we'll do like a little poll in the group or something. Next Super Saturday is August 6th, so make sure you mark that on your calendars. That is the weekend right after Summit. Where I think we're going to try and do our own Super Saturday here. So when I know, I will make sure that you guys know what the plan is and what's going on. In Melanie's Dream Team call, I'm going to post that link in our page after this. She did a whole call about the leadership ladder last night. So it's talking about like how, yes, you can be, and I talked about this with my diamond leaders last night, but you can be an emerald rank, you can be a diamond rank, but if you are not moving up on that leadership ladder, you're not reaching your full potential. So they're kind of saying how like you shift, you get those ranks as diamond and emerald and 2-star or whatever, but really it's climbing up that leadership ladder because it is growing your volume and it's growing your commission. So I'm going to post that in there. I think that just has a lot of good information that will help some of us continue to move forward. So here's the shout outs for Success Club: Megan 9, Brittany 4, Kelly 3, Julie. Combined, you have 4, Katie 2, Ashley 2, and then Laura 2. So a lot of people on the board. That's a lot of people that are already on. We're at April 12th, so we still have over halfway to go. If you are struggling, I am right there with you. This is a slow month for me. I've had a lot of people who are interested and then check back with me for the next one, or I didn't realize Shakeology was so expensive, or whatever. And so I'm going to talk about a little bit at the end kind of what I've been doing personally just to kind of combat that, all those rejections. So here is the moment that you've all been waiting for. And I was looking. Megan's trying to read what it says. Here's your Success Club prize. If you hit Success Club. So I think I initially said 10, but I'm switching it, and you have to get Success Club 5 to get this sweet tank. So I'm pretty pumped. I have not ordered them yet because I'm going to wait and see, because if we get 12, then I get a discount. So can 12 people hit Success Club? That would be awesome. All right. So moving on, here is our content. Here's what I really want to talk about. And we're talking about it in New Coach Training, and I myself, and I know Megan's in on it too, and I don't know if anybody else is, but we're doing a training for like pages. And I felt like a lot of the content that I've been looking at and really reflects too on your personal page. And, when I first started with the whole like page, when I first got started, some coaches start their like page right away. And I don't think I started mine until I'd been coaching at least 3 or 4 months before I started mine. And to be honest, I think especially as a new coach, I think your focus really needs to be on your personal page, because that's your warm market. Those are the people that you know. And so personally, for me, I just think that the more time you spend like devoting to building that market, the better off you are. I'm to the point now where I need the like page. Like I want to transition to the like page, and I want to build my following there that I can kind of stop doing my personal page. But if you're a newer coach, I don't necessarily recommend that right off the bat. I say build up your confidence with your personal page and the people that you know and that care about you and those kind of things. But some of the stuff we've been talking about in that training, I felt like it really applies to on your personal page as well too. And I have a bunch of examples I'm going to share with you towards the end as well. So with posting on social media, pick an avenue and go all out. When I first started coaching, I was obviously on Facebook. I had an Instagram account, but like I just used Instagram because I had cool filters and it made my pictures look cool. Like that's literally why I use Instagram. But when I got started, I noticed like, okay, so-and-so's on Facebook and then they're on Instagram, and then they're also doing, that was when Periscope came out. So they were like starting doing videos on Periscope, and they were blogging and Pinterest, like all this stuff. And I felt like I had to do all of it too. What I suggest and what I think works best is pick an avenue and go all out. Pick Facebook, pick Instagram, pick, maybe you want to focus on YouTube. You like making videos, or you'd rather write, so you focus on blogging. Pick an avenue and go all out. Right now for me, it's like page. So I am I'm researching and I am training and trying to figure out how to grow my like page. Maybe you really want to focus on Instagram because it's not as personal, or you can find different people out there. Focus on that. YouTube, what you can find out about Instagram, Google it. I mean, train yourself to make that Instagram the best that it can be. So pick an avenue, pick what works best for you, and go all out. And then think of that social media, whether it's your Facebook page, your Instagram, whatever it is, that's your storefront. That is, if you were to open a business, that's your window where people would see, and it's like, do they want to come in and look, or do they want to stay far away? And, we talk about this all the time, how we're not salespeople. We don't sell. We don't do that. We're just sharing. You're sharing your life. And it's kind of hard at first because I look back on some of my earlier posts and I'm like, yeah, I used to be kind of salesy because you don't really know any other way. But I think as soon as you make that switch to you're sharing your life, you're sharing your successes, then it turns into more of people want to come in. The more vulnerable you are, the more that they are going to come in and want to see more. This is a hard one to kind of wrap your head around, but every post that you do should, not every post, I would probably say like 90% of your posts should be posting about Beachbody without actually posting about Beachbody. So how do you do that? You are posting your meal, you're posting your water bottle that says Shakeology, you're posting about your workout, you're posting about being at home, like whatever it is, you are incorporating this healthy lifestyle with Beachbody without actually saying, Beachbody or saying the word or those kind of things. Think about who you are posting to, and they call it your avatar. So who is that person that you want to get? Who is that ideal challenger? For me, it is a mom of young kids who just doesn't have time to go to the gym, is busy, is a full-time, teacher or full-time person that works. That is who I am trying to find, because that's who I relate to. And you each have a specific person that you are posting to, that you are reaching to. Newlyweds, people with older kids, whatever it is, like think about who you are posting to and create your posts to reach out to them. And then think about when you post something, are you adding value? Like, is what you're posting really meaningful? Is it changing somebody's life? Is it wanting them to see more? Or are you just throwing something up to throw something up? And that comes down to quality too. And this can be hard because sometimes I do that too. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's 9 o'clock. I haven't posted anything since 4. I need to do something. Crap, I don't know. Let me take a random picture here and we'll post it up and it'll be good. And I can tell that those random, like not quality posts don't get a lot of traction because they're not thoughtful. They don't have value. So in my opinion, what I think is that like minimum 3 times a day, minimum, because if somebody sees your post at 6 a.m, that's not saying they're going to see your post again at noon. Facebook has all these different algorithms, unless somebody is literally stalking your page, the chances are for them to see all 3 of those posts is not very likely. So you've got to try and catch those people at those different times. Like I said, about 5% needs to be about Beachbody, actual about Beachbody. It can be, your workout. I don't always say 22-minute hardcore because I might just talk about my workout and how it kicked my butt or blah, 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 whatever. And this is a big one that I was thinking about today. Are you promoting a healthier and more positive way of life? And that's a good thing, like a good focus to think about. Like, are you promoting a healthy lifestyle? Are you promoting positive things? Or are you being negative? Or are you, not showing positive things or whatever it might be? This is a weekly posting schedule that was shared with me a while back, and I used it for a while, but it was just kind of to give you some ideas of things to post about. And I always like what are you doing right now? Like I always use that one on the weekends because it's kind of hard to think about content to post on the weekends. So I try to incorporate like more of my family and stuff. Like, so what are you doing right now? Open up that storefront, let people know what you're doing and what you are. This is one that they talked about on our like page training, is that do your posts have that stopping power? And a good way to come about with that is your animated faces. So sometimes if people are scrolling with their thumbs, they're literally just scrolling. Do you have that power to make them stop and think, what the heck, like what's going on, and to look at it more? Finding a theme. So when you're posting your pictures from Instagram, or if you're creating them on PicMonkey or Photify or whatever, use the same filters. Create some consistency. Show the filters. Show your face. The more they see your face, the more they're going to associate that with who you are and your brand, especially when you are adding new people and expanding your market. So show your face more. And then if you want somebody to share this or like this or comment, they said to put that at the top, like put that at the top of your post. Share this post, and then below do your little spiel, like blah, 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 and then they've already seen it. Like you have to somehow create that stopping power, that quote at the top, that attention, those capital locks that's going to get there. Ask your hubby, significant other, mom, dad, sibling, whoever, to always go and like your posts. That's one thing that my husband does really well, is he doesn't always catch them right away, but either in the morning or at night, he always goes and likes my posts. Just because that gives you another like, that reaches his market because it shows up on his timeline, and it just reboosts those posts. So, your mom or your dad or your sibling, always, have somebody that can always go and like those posts for you. Some of this might be repeat. I did half of it and then watched a couple of videos and then came back and added to it. But again, just make sure you're posting positive content. Yeah, we don't always have great days either. And it's okay. I know Facebook is a place where we rant, but always end it on a positive note. Give that the spin off, and talking about your excuses. Like if you're just listing your excuses on your timeline or on your picture, and you don't take a positive spin on it, then people are going to see that it's okay to have excuses. A big one, timing of your posts. If you do a post at midnight when most people are sleeping, they might see it in the morning. Or if I do a post at 10 a.m., my niche market is probably working and they're probably not going to catch that post. So I try to do sometime between 6 and 7. Because at 6, I like to try and catch them as they're getting up, because how many of you lay in bed and look at your phone before you actually get out of bed? So I try to do that. And then again at noon, sometime between 12 and 1, I usually throw one up right after school, but that doesn't always get the best traction, that 3:30, 4 o'clock time. And then I usually try between 8 and 9 to get another post in as well. Another thing that can be scary, but videos do really well. People like videos. They like to watch them. And so videos do really well. So that's something to think about too. And then, are your pictures eye-catching? That comes back to that stopping power. Are they clear? Do they stop? Do they make you want to see what's going on? And then continue to build your consistency. So even if nobody likes your post, or you get sometimes I'll throw up a post or put up a post, a coaching post, and literally 4 people will like it. And it's usually 2 of my coaches and 2 of the coaches on the other team. So it's only coaches that like a certain post. Build consistency. Show that you are posting and showing up every single day, even if nobody likes it, and just continue from there. Something else I talked about, and we'll show, I have some of these in examples, but good captions. And I think that some of us, this is something that we could really improve on. I know sometimes I struggle with trying to find the right way or the right way to catch, but make them short and sweet, one line, just super short and sweet, 1 line. Negative wording, I never thought, ... I never thought this would happen to me, ... fill in the blanks. Talk in numbers, how to stay organized in 5 easy steps. Emotional power words, I was destroying my body until I discovered a secret. And then ask a question. And Megan and I were just talking right before, that this is something that you can really improve your engagement on by asking a question. Have you ever felt like you had no control over your life? Or can you help me out? Or what's your opinion on this? I think opinion questions for me get a lot of traction when I ask for people's opinions. Doing comparison photos, that kind of thing. And then the length. And before you can go and do 2 or 3 paragraph posts, you need to build that credibility. And so if you've been posting, coaching for a few months and you feel like you've got your, sometimes I know you need to do a long post to get your point across. But I know for me, when I see some coaches that have really long posts, like I just zone out. Like I read the first little bit and then I'm like, okay, done. So breaking them up into more of like paragraphs, using bullet points, that kind of thing. Okay, so here's some examples. Here's one from Brittany Leggett, who's a top coach. And one of the things they talk about in our like page training too is that, if you were to post this, and I was super guilty of this like before, and I've been not doing it as much since this, but if you put up a quote like this, awesome quote, love the colors, it's perfect, but people aren't seeing you, they're seeing that quote. But if you put that quote here in the corner and include your picture, they're going to associate those two things together. So rather than just throw up a quote, like personalize it, put it with a picture of you or a picture of something that is you, or, include your face in there. And here's a boring picture, not very high quality, of people running versus like eye-catching, like the clouds, obviously the great calves, like the road, like all these things, like that would catch your eye. You would stop and you would look at that and you would wonder what is going on. This was a post Anita Myron did, and this is kind of like that opinion thing. And it says on there, okay, these organic grapes are huge. Should I be excited or concerned? And like she said in her video, she's like, obviously I knew that these were not okay. Like I knew that I should be concerned that these grapes are ginormous, but she threw it up there on Facebook to get opinions. And she had 33 likes, and I think there was like 20 comments. So I've done that before too. Like I've known what the end result's going to be. Like I know what I'm going to pick. I know what I'm going to choose, but yet I still throw it up there to get people's opinions as to what they think. And people like to give their opinions, especially like on something like this or different. I'll show you some other examples too. So here are some, like this picture yesterday, seriously, like I stopped, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is this? Like I literally, so when I talk about like thumb stopping and power stopping, like that came to me. And even this one too, like I pulled this one because like, I think it was your mom that commented on it, but was like, why was that a bad idea? Like these kind of things, like you're leaving it to the eye where people are like, wait a minute, what went wrong? Like, did the dog run away? Did the dog poop everywhere? Like, all these things. So, and your face too, it's like you stop and you're like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? Lisa is my success partner. She had this post up last night too. And I did the same thing. Like I stopped and like, what the heck? Like, what's wrong with her? Does she, whatever. Anyway, so you have all these thoughts go through your head. And then you keep the caption short. Like you make your face that makes them stop. And then they're going to remember you. Like throughout the day, I like thought of that. I was like, oh my gosh, Megan's face, like happy, it's Monday, there we go. Or like when I drank my water today, I thought of Lisa. So all those kind of things like that, eye catching to make them stop. Here's what I was talking about with making getting people's opinions. Like, yes, I kind of knew what dresses I wanted to wear, but I threw it up to get people's opinions. And I had 149 comments and not as many likes, but 150 comments. That was pretty crazy. And I almost wish I would have done this on my like page because that would have drove my engagement up on my like page. But here was Lisa's, and you don't have to do it with clothes. I know it's easy to do it with clothes, but you could totally do it with like shoes or I don't know, just different, like even just something that relates to your market. And like I said, people like to give their opinion. I knew I was not going to wear this one, but I still put it up there and people still commented on it or didn't or whatever. Here's an example. This was a coach post that Heather did, but I liked how she did the comment or the quotes on the side. And she does a really good job of, and again, she's built that credibility, but it's a longer post, but it's broken up. There's capital letters, that makes me like, it still draws me in. Like I still read it and the capitals are in good places where it's not like I get to hear and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like this, you lost me. I can't read about it anymore and so on. So there was a couple different things with that I thought were really good. Here was a coaching post that Megan threw up yesterday. Same thing, like you can see she's got length here, but she doesn't lose me. Like the way that she drew me in, and at the top too, I couldn't get it all in, and I tried to get like how many likes and stuff you got, but that was a coaching post. But I thought that was a great idea of, no, I'm not at my goal weight. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm working on it and stuff. Here's another, ask a question. Anybody tried these? And she had like 10 comments from people that just gave their opinion. Yeah, I tried it, loved it. Commenting on her shirt, all these kind of things. Plus her face, like it drew me in. I'm like, okay, wait, what is that that's in her hand? Okay. So, and it's a one-liner, super easy, drew some engagement, and so on. Here's another one too. Family posts always do really well. So, Julie got like 143 likes on this picture. So, I mean, in dog or husband, I mean, those family pictures in general typically do really well. This one I thought was spaced out really well too, and was a good example of like, you're incorporating your workout, you're incorporating how busy things are and everything. But here, like you had a lot of text, but you didn't lose me. Like it was spaced out perfectly. You didn't lose me. Your picture, I was like, oh, what's the 3 mean? And so on. When two of these, I realized they were like pretty much the same thing. But, yes, sometimes I think my transformation picture is kind of worn out. Like, so trying to incorporate these type of things, draw people in, gets a lot. I mean, I did not expect to get almost 100 likes on both of these pictures, but they did. And I think it's just a matter of showing how you're vulnerable, and just how I always like to emphasize hard work. Like we work our butts off to get to where we are. We don't take the easy way out. And I think people appreciate that, seeing that. Here's an example, another one of like using the quote and some good pictures. The only thing I feel like this should have some breaks in between. This is one of those that it's like I start reading and then I'm like, okay, my eyes need a break. So that would be one thing I would say, because there's like, I remember reading this too, and there's so much good content. Throw in some capital letters, break it up a little bit, and so on. Again, here's another example of putting a quote with your face. So they can see you, they can associate that quote with you. And this one from Abby, I just loved it. I thought it was such a good idea. I'm probably going to do this with my FIT or my PT test, because I think it's a really good idea. And your face, like your face always just stops, and everybody wants to see like why you're smiling so huge after you do insanity and stuff. And you break up your text really good as well too. Another person I want to talk about was Bonnie Engel. She does a really good job. Well, I don't know if we call it a really good job, but her thing is her selfies. Like if you go to her pages, all she has is selfies. But they draw engagement. Like that's her, that's who she is. And she tells her story and she spaces it out and she just takes pictures in all these different angles and so on. And then here I saw this one from Melanie Mitchell earlier today, and then I just wanted to say sometimes even top coaches copy each other, because maybe they were supposed to post that today, but there were 2 top coaches like posting the same thing. So even they share content with each other from time to time. Okay, so one of the quotes that stuck out to me today was, get to work at doubling your rate of failure. So if you watched all of these posts and you watched the tips and you realize, okay, you know what, I'm not doing any of this stuff. I need to improve on this, or I need to post more. You have to step up your game and you have to get after it. I am nowhere near where I want to be with Success Club points. So I have been doing more checkbacks than normal. I have been inviting 5 more people a day than I normally do. And I am doubling my rate of failure. I'm doubling the amount of people I'm inviting, so that way I can sneak out those yeses when it comes to it. So get to work at doing that too. And I actually have homework for you, because I just do. That's my life. That's what I do on a daily basis. But seriously, what I want you to do is go back to your timeline starting April 1st. And I want you to constructively look at your Facebook, your timeline, and see how many of the following things you have. How many selfies do you have? How many pictures of your face can we see from April 1st to tonight? How many of your posts are you actually targeting your niche? So for me, how many posts am I actually targeting moms? How many posts am I actually targeting teachers? How many times are you posting about your recipe or your fitness? How many random, like non-important posts do you have that are just completely random? Content you shared from somebody else, just random silly things. And then how many posts a day do you have? Do you have one post? Do you have two posts? So yeah, I seriously want you to do this. I want you to go back to April 1st. I'm going to do it too. And I'm going to comment after I share this link in the page. I'm going to comment below. And I'm going to tell you how many times I've done this. So I want you to do that just so you can see how often, you're doing these things. Because I realized too that I was not posting as much about my face. I was posting my food, and then I was posting a quote, and then I was posting something about my shoes or something, and I wasn't showing my face for like 4 or 5 posts in a row. So I want you to seriously do this and go back to April 1st, look through your timeline and see kind of where you're at. What have you been doing? Where can you pick up on? Maybe you have not done a very good job of targeting your niche. Okay, so that's what you need to focus on, is targeting your niche, because as soon as you speak to that specific person, then they are going to come to you. I think, am I almost out of time? I didn't see anything about how long I had left, but anyways, so how'd I do, Megan? Long time. I had more on there than I thought. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I am by no means an expert on posting. I just, I've been doing this for a while, and I feel like I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. And if I can share with you from the start some things to improve on or some things to focus on, then I feel like I've done my job then by helping you kind of go from there. So do you guys have any questions right now? Nope. Okay, awesome. Oh, you have one?
I think I'm good.
Good. You can't come with a list tonight?
Gee. Yeah, how do you handle with 2 dogs? Oh my God.
Oh, you still have 2 dogs.
Till tomorrow, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to